All right, guys, welcome back to the Hayes Fire Department build. In my previous videos, I showed you how I was going to make one of the entrance doors for where the fire trucks are going to be going into the firehouse. Well, in the picture, it shows that the door has two windows that go across. So we're going to try and duplicate that. I put a piece of wax paper down here so it doesn't stick. Now, the measurements of the door are 12 feet by 15 feet. So we're going to build this as if we were building a door in a house. So what I mean by that is this one here will be the header. And it is, let me show you what I'm using for this first. I'm using this number 133, which is 30 thousandths by 60 thousandths. And we're going to put this just like if it was a 2 by 4. I'm going to put it on end. We stick him here in the corner, and hopefully we can hold him in there. Then we're going to take one of these guys that I am calling the King Stud. Yeah, I watch a lot of home improvement shows. And we're going to stick him up in there like that. But first, we're going to put some glue. So let's see if this guy is unstuffed. All right, he is. Very good, very good. All right, so this is a couple little dabby doos right there. And we're going to take this guy and hit him in there. This way. And we're going to just put him up in there like that. Now, we are going to use some of these magnets. These magnets are way too strong for this job. I may have a problem with this wax paper. And the reason why I'm putting the wax paper is there because I know some of the glue will get down onto the metal tray and it will stick. It'll come off, but it's just that this parts are so small, I don't want a chance of them coming apart once I get it together. Anyhow, we're going to let this dry up the way it is right now. And I'm going to show you some other stuff that I do on this to get this build completed. Make sure I can get this down here, make sure it's all good. And I may have to take the wax paper out. It's not working very well. All right, we'll let it go like that for a while. And we'll see how it is in a little bit. That's dry up a bit. So, next thing is, I had a question from somebody wanted to know how I cut the windows. Let me take this off here. How I cut my windows and doors out once the building was together. I will show you that. So, let me get set up here for this next part, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, I decided to continue on the door before I show you what else I have accomplished in this build. Anyhow, right now, you can see I did take the wax paper out. I wasn't getting a very good connection here in the corner. Now I'm going to put the other king stud in, and as you can see, I got this whole uh, square set up, magnets holding it in place, and I'm just going to go ahead and add some glue here, just like that. And again, don't forget, we're putting it on edge and we're going on the inside. That's why I'm calling this by their proper names as far as king stud and header plate and all that stuff. And then we will be installing the sill plate. Once we get this guy on here, now we should be able to, I don't think that's all the way to the corner. I gotta move this square out of the way for a minute. See, it's not all the way. This is too high. So I gotta figure out something else here. How about this one? This one's gonna be just as bad. It's important that you get all your corners 100% square because I am going to try and make these doors removable. Yeah, because having the doors closed and not having enough room to park the fire engines outside has to park them inside. So I'm going to give them the opportunity to have one door. I mean, being able to remove these doors and show the inside. There's really not going to be anything inside unless he puts an interior in there. But anyhow, that's my objective. So we'll see how that's going to work out. That's the only thing you need to watch out here is that it doesn't stick to the square, which it did. I guess I'm just gonna have to eyeball this. Oh, get in there. This is where your patience comes into play. That looks pretty good right there. That looks pretty good right there. I can't put a piece of plastic there because it's going to stick to the plastic. So we'll let that set up for a minute, and then I'll go ahead and put the sill plate on, and then we will continue on from there. All right, we'll be back in a few. This Vinny Vid production brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. For all your model railroad needs, check out Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 7% discount with BNSF 6951. And by Highways and Byways, awesome street graphics for your roads and streets on your model railroad layout. If you guys are looking for sophisticated model railroad electronics, Logic Rail Technologies has what you need. For a 5% discount on certain items, use code BNSF6951. All right, guys, here's a little bitty of a tip I want to give to you. Um, you notice I have taken that out of the squaring jig and tried to do it on the mat. There's always different ways to do things to achieve the desired results. So, because I was having trouble in there, I laid the wax paper down here and I used my grid to keep this little guy square. I had to make sure 150 times that all the measurements are right so it comes out straight. So, now we're going to make a door, and I hope it's going to fit in the hole here. I measured everything a gazillion times. So, if you notice in the picture that there is two slivers of windows in this door. So how are we going to achieve that? First of all, we're going to be using this JTT corrugated siding. And what I did was I cut that down into several little pieces, as you can see right here. And I measured up, I think, about 4 feet where the first window would be. So this guy has got a jagged edge on this side and a straight edge on this side. So we're going to use the straight edge on here. I'm not going to glue it down yet, but I'm just going to show you what my idea is. So now let me remind you that you're looking at the back side of this door. So get him in there like that, as square as we can get him for now. Then what I had to do was cut a very small slither of one of the corrugations. And we're going to put that like right there. Now you can see a window is starting to form. Now, what we need to do is take this guy and put him up here with the same amount of distance between this space and this space. Therefore, when you turn this over, you'll see a door frame and you'll see the door, what it looks like. Also, what I'm going to do is on the building itself, and I'll show you this as soon as I have something drying right now. As soon as I have this, I'm able to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some of this corrugated uh, metal siding on the inside here, about maybe 5 millimeters down past the opening. So when he's got these doors out, it'll look like the doors are raised up. Hope that made sense to you guys. Anyhow, so now that you have an idea how this is going to be happening, I guess we should go ahead and put it together. So the bottom piece, the framework is still Still a little flimsy, but I'm keeping it square. I have a square right here, and I'm using the lines on here as my guide. So let's see how this is going to work out. Now I'm doing this live. I know I've done this once before for one of my own builds. I don't know how it's going to work out here. Let's see, let's get some glue running. All right. And I know that this piece is wider than what I need here. So we're going to put that on and we'll trim it down later after everything is dry. Now remember, it doesn't matter what the back looks like because it's the back. So, but we do need to make sure it's square. And again, I'm eyeballing my line here with the bottom of this. And this is going to have to be trimmed. And I'm also eyeballing in here with this line in this. And I can see that it's just a little bit off. So we're going to give it a little push. There we go. Now, this guy, it's a small piece. We're going to try and do a measurement and see if we can get it to work. I'm going to put my scale rule next to here. And I want that space to be 1 foot. So, do that. Now this guy here might be too short because I did cut this guy from here. So, that being said, just going to put a dab of glue here. Much, not. Now there is, I don't know if you're going to see that, but there is a rounded side and a flat side. I want the rounded side facing out. So in other words, the flat side will go facing in towards me. And like I said, we want this to be 1 foot. And there you go. And now the next space will be exactly the same of 1 foot. Come on. Because it's rounded, it's not playing nice with me. All right, there you go. So now I'll just measure 1 foot from there. And then we'll put this top piece on. And hopefully, see, I don't think it's going to be enough. No, it's not. All right, I'm going to have to cut a piece out of here and then put the rest of this together. So stay tuned and we'll be back. All right, guys. This is what the completed garage door is going to look like. Of course, it's all going to be painted and stuff. Remember, I was telling you we were building it on the backside. So this is how it's going to look as a completed door. Now, I'm going to show you how it's going to look when it actually gets installed into the building. Oops, wrong side. So that will be like that, right in there. So pretty. Oops. See, that's why I want to put, okay, that's going to go in there like that. But what I'm going to do up here is I'm going to put, let's say this is the piece. I'm going to put a piece in here like this. Come on. And paint it the same color as the door. So, two things will happen. Number one, the door will not be able to fall in. It'll stay right there. And number two, when he takes this door out, it'll look like the door is rolled up. Anyhow, that's a little tip for today.